Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. I don't know about where you are, but in my neck of the woods, it's been really warm the last couple of days. We're between Christmas and New Year's. Today is December 30th. Yesterday got up to 65. Today's supposed to be 55. So when that happens in the winter, whether it's December, January, or February, we like to take the opportunity to get outside and take care of some random gardening tasks. Just things that you notice when you're outside. So come garden with us today and let's get after it. One of the things that I noticed when I came out the other day is that squirrels have been digging in the containers that we have on our patio. In a couple of these containers I have some bulbs and a perennial that I'm trying to get through the winter into spring. So that becomes an issue, and I want to protect these items from the squirrels. And I got some new cloches that I think we're going to be able to use for that. And I'm also going to use these cloches to replace the plastic forcing cloches. Can you see them up there? I've been using those to protect some of our plants from squirrels, rabbits, deer, any kind of wildlife really. But I don't like to keep them out all winter. I don't want them to freeze and crack. So I'm going to turn you around and show you these new cloches that I got. So here's one of the cloches. It's black. They have their own little handles, so they make them, easy to pick up. The Gardener Supply cloches have that too. But what I like about these, they're a little bit narrower and they have their own legs. So you don't have to use landscape staples. Landscape staples inevitably get lost somewhere out in the garden. So I'm going to cover, these don't fit exactly, especially over this container. I haven't tried that one yet. I think the bulbs are in here. Those tulip or daffodil bulbs we found just laying on the ground. This is what I'm talking about. You can see how the squirrels have been digging in here. So this is a perennial that I'm hoping to get to last through the spring. They started digging under this poor perennial ages ago when we had it on the side of the house when it was even still blooming. So hopefully they haven't killed it. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to stand them on top. They're a little bit wider than I thought, so that the stakes are not going to go into the dirt on these two containers, but that's okay. At least it's something to protect the bulbs and the perennials. So now let's go up and use the rest of them on our heuchera and heucherellas. So these are the little plastic cloches that I'm talking about. They have worked really well to protect our heuchera and our heucherellas over here. Oh my gosh, I see all kinds of digging. And you can see here, there's more. I actually have bulbs coming up. I think that's probably daffodils. So I'm going to get these plastic cloches taken off and the black ones put on. Really, all I'm going to do is pull them off. It's not a big deal, but so with these, I have to use these landscape staples. So there are 3 little holes in the bottom of these plastic cloches. There, I can see that right there. Kind of dirty. Right there. That's where you put the landscape staples. And there's 3. I typically only use 1 or 2. I don't need to use all 3. But I like not having to use the staples, like I said, because they're easy to lose. I just store the staples right in the cloche there. That makes it nice. And these cloches have a tendency to get a little cloudy after a while, so they're not the prettiest things to look at all winter long. I mean, if you're using them just for a few months to force something, that's not a big deal. But it'll be prettier to look at these black cloches all winter. You just sit on there nicely. They're not going to blow away. And these poor little heucheras, I mean, you can see what's happened to them. They were big and beautiful when we planted them, and then the rabbits got to them, maybe even the deer. So these cloches are great for both rabbits and deer, and squirrel. Sit in the ground pretty well. Yeah, they look so much better. And because they're black, they kind of disappear into the background. I mean, the silver ones from Gardener Supply do too when they start to fade a little bit. Oh, it's a funky bird. Never heard one of those before. A lot of wildlife out today and yesterday because it's been so warm. Alright, I just got to get the cloches off these 3 Heucherella. And I think with the 1 extra, I can go up there and use one on our Timeless Night Heuchera. That has been under, is it one of these plastic cloches? Yeah, for a while. And I'd like to get it out from underneath that plastic cloche. These little plastic cloches are from Gardener Supply. I've talked about these before. They come in sets of 3. I think they're like medium and large, depending on what size your plants are that you're trying to protect. Yeah, I just think they look so much better than those plastic cloches. Like I said, those plastic have a tendency to get a little cloudy. Still have plenty of the original Gardener Supply cloches over here protecting my hosta, ferns, incredible blush hydrangeas. Obviously, I use lots of them up here. So this is the poor little Timeless Night Heuchera that really got destroyed not too long after we got it. It's a really beautiful Heuchera, so I want to try to protect it as much as possible. You can see this is a newer plastic cloche. So you can see how much clearer it is. And it doesn't, because it's so new, it's not cloudy, which is nice, but they start to look a little ratty once they've been outside for too long. And they are forcing cloches. Really not meant for protection, but that's what I use them for. I'm going to try to get that one to fit in the soil, but that's it. And I also want my moisture meter out because I want to check on that juniper, that new juniper we had planted in August. Because last time I was up there, I think we were talking about deer deterrents. I noticed that it was drying out a little bit. Did give it some more water. We did get some more rain. But I don't know. I want to keep a real close eye on that one. So definitely going to check the moisture in the ground with this and see if we need to get some water on that. So this is the juniper I'm talking about. This is the Spartan. And these are the branches. Really dry. So I'm going to stick this moisture meter in the ground. Let's see. Oh, you're not going to be able to see that. And if I put this camera down, it's just going to beep at me. So it's not really moist. Right there. It's like it's like halfway between moist and dry. Whereas if I come way out here, no, it's not really. So I don't know. I think I need to add some pitchers of water for this. Don't want that to dry out and die. I'm not really worried about the hydrangeas and the trees we have up there They're not drawing on a lot of moisture in the winter. It's the evergreens I'm worried about, especially the newly planted ones. And I talked about this, I don't know, a video or two ago. I'm actually not even worried about the laurels, to be quite honest with you, but I am worried about that juniper. So I'm actually going to take a water pitcher up. We have a bird bath up there. It's full of water. Our hoses are already off. Our faucets are turned off for the year. So I'm just going to fill the water pitcher up from the bird bath and water that juniper. Actually, better yet, I'm going to have my husband come up with me and just dump that bird bath right onto the roots of the juniper. Maybe try to give the laurels a little bit too. So one other thing we need to do is spray for deer. My husband noticed the other day that one of our Donica arbs looked like it got slightly nipped. Just a little bit. I'll go out and show you, but I do see deer tracks all over areas of our yard that I would not think I would see deer tracks. So it is time to spray. You have to be consistent once a month or more if you've had heavy rains. This stuff stinks. So just wanted to show you that real quick. So when I just came through here to put my plastic cloches in the garage, I noticed a lot of deer tracks, and I've already tried to cover them up, but there was a lot of deer tracks in here. You see where that mulch is disturbed? There was deer at the base, like a print at the base of this catmint. They're breaking the hydrangea stalks right off. That's not just a hydrangea tip, that's a whole branch. But this is the Donica arb. As you can see, piece of it right there. So I would not have thought that they would have come up on this path. It's difficult for them to get to, although I guess if they're looking for a path, they know where to use it. There was some tracks in here. Lots of disturbed mulch. You can even see here. These are all deer tracks. I even see a deer print right up underneath this little quickfire, right up near the base. So it's like they put a foot there and skid. I don't like to see those kinds of marks near the base of my plants because, especially at this time of the year, trying to protect the roots of the plants. I'm just going to cover that back up. I do see other holes in there as well. So we want to make sure we're protecting our plants all throughout the season. I even saw a lot of tracks right in the grass here. See how deep that is? Another one there. So husband is mixing up the deer spray, and we're going to get that sprayed. And then while he's up here, he's going to water the juniper for me. I stay as far back as I can because this stuff stinks. I was just walking through this bed looking for deer tracks, covering up any that I saw. And there's definitely deer tracks even at the base of these thin man. Funnily enough, though, they're not nipped, the thin man. Arborvitaes are usually deer candy. So maybe there's something about these thin men arborvitae that are a little bit more deer resistant. I highly doubt it, but for some reason they never touch ours.
Could be that the lights are on there. It's deterring.
Well, could be that my husband said it could be that we have Christmas lights on them. I did notice all throughout this bed in here, it is just full of deer tracks. Like these tightly planted shrubs do not stop them at all. Between the Rosa Sharon hedge and the Fothergilla, I would have thought a deer would have had a real hard time getting through there. Apparently not, because there goes our sump pump. All kinds of deer tracks down there. There. I think what I'm going to do when I'm done filming out here is go inside and order some of those zap sticks because I'm getting a little tired of the deer damage. I've been tired of it, but some years it seems worse than others. And as we plant more and more shrubs, especially evergreens, I do not want them destroyed. They take forever to grow back. Gardening is not all fun and games. There we go. I want a nice even spray. The sprayer keeps getting clogged. This is deer fences, or liquid fences, like egg, what is it, egg, garlic, pepper. It's not solids though, so we stopped using the one that was dried blood because well, first of all, it didn't work. Second of all, it just kept getting clogged in the sprayer, but this one is getting clogged too. I actually just noticed they've even nipped our encore azaleas here on the side of the house. It's not like our yard is covered in snow, or our area, and they can't eat something else. My husband's up there spraying in our meadow now. The Prague viburnum are a favorite of the deer. I know it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but this is all part of gardening. I'm just waiting for him to get back down here. I told him to do this bed last. Oh, he already watered. Oh well, all right. I wanted to video that. Not that, again, not the most exciting thing to watch, but he did dump the bird bath on here. It's probably not even enough water. I have a feeling I'm just going to have to bring some water up from the house. But one other garden task, we did this a couple of weeks ago, I just wanted to share with you, is we also have these pop-up plant protectors from Gardener Supply. Now, we first bought these to protect from deer, but put these on the eclipse hydrangeas. I don't think I showed me putting them on the eclipse hydrangeas for actual frost protection. I showed you me putting these on our Snow Queen oak leaf hydrangea over there. See if I can zoom in on that next to that juniper. That is definitely for deer protection. See that? But over here, this is for frost protection because these are, although they're hardy, I don't know if you can see them down here. Although they're hardy, they are macrophylla hydrangeas, so, and they are newly planted for us this season, so I just want to make sure I'm protecting the buds so that we have some blooms for next year. So that's something else you want to think about as well this time of the year, especially if you got really cold really quick like we did. So while the actual gardening might be finished by this time of the year, garden tasks definitely aren't. There's always something, even if you just pop out your door for 5 minutes, take a look, see what's going on. Chances are there's something you're going to need to do out in the garden, even if it is December. So thanks for coming along with us today, guys. I hope you got some valuable information today, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye.